Hello everyone, let's talk about fraction. So what is fraction? In today's class, we are going to be concentrating on introduction and types of fraction. A fraction is a part of a whole. A fraction is a part of a whole. And I'm going to be giving you some examples to help you understand what this means. Let's say you have a loaf of bread. Alright, forgive my drawing. And this loaf of bread, remember, is just one loaf of bread. Okay? So this is one. Alright? And you want to divide these among 4 people. Recall that you have to make sure that this is done in such a way that everybody receives equally without feeling cheated. Okay, an equal part without feeling cheated. What this means is that each person is going to receive 1 over 4, or what you call 1 over 4th. Okay? And so if you add up these, you are going to have 1. If you add up 1 over 4 plus 1 over 4 plus 1 over 4 and plus 1 over 4, you are going to have 1. Okay? There are cases where this division is done, or this sharing is done in such a way that we want to understand this set of people you are giving this or sharing this bread to. Are they male and females, or all males, or all females? In cases like this, we can have a situation where we now say that the shaded parts, so we are going to shade part of this. So we can say that the shaded parts are male, so that the unshaded part becomes females. And so if we want to understand what fraction concentrating on the shaded part, okay, the fraction of male that received this loaf of bread, and this will be what? 2, because 2 parts of it were shaded. And then how many was this shared into? 4. So the shaded part for the male is 2 over 4. These can also be further divided into 2. So this is 1 over 2, which means half of the bread was given to the males. And of course, we have 2 unshaded parts. And so it is also 2 over 4, which means 1 over 2, the other half was given to the females. Let me do another example so that you can also understand. Let's still consider the bread. Let's see that this time around we have the same bread, but instead of giving it to 4 people, we want to increase the number, and we are dividing equally. Okay, so this becomes 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay, and everything here is equals to 1. This means that each person will receive 1 over 8. 1 over 8. 1 over 8. Okay, and it also means that when we add 1 over 8, 1 over 8, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, it will be equals to 1. All right, but let's say that out of these 8 people we are giving this bread. That 3 of them, which is 1, 2, and 3, so we shade this part, that they are all male, alright, and the unshaded parts are females among these people. What this means is that the fraction of males that receive this bread will be worth 3/8. The fractions of females that receive the bread will be what? 5/8. Because 3 here was shaded, so 3 over the total number of parts, and then 5 remaining parts, unshaded 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Alright, divided by the total number of parts. And so this becomes the fraction of the males that receive the bread, the fractions of the females that receive the bread. And so this gives you an understanding of what fraction is. And so if we have something like this, again, we have a cycle like this, divided into, and we have this part shaded. Okay, so we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Of course, this means this is 1/6, because the concentration we have having in this is the shaded part. Okay, if you have a square, okay, and one part is shaded, how many parts do we have here? 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, that's 6, and this will be 1/6 also. If we have a triangle, okay, let's say these 2 parts were shaded, this will be 2/4. Alright, so this is how to identify or to sort out our fractions. Now let's get a little bit serious. When we have a fraction, we have something here at the top and the other. This is the fraction liner. This line here we are seeing is the fraction liner. The one on the top here is called numerator. Numerator. Okay. The one at the down here is called denominator. Okay. I'm sorry, the space is not enough for me to continue. And so we have the numerator on top and the denominator at the bottom. This is very, very important for you to note. Now let's go into the types of fractions. There are some places you will see about 7 types of fractions, and we are going to just list them, but our concentration is mainly on 3 most of the time. So number 1, we have what we call proper fraction. Proper fraction. In this type of fraction, we will have the numerator smaller than the denominator. So an example would be 3/4. The numerator is smaller than the denominator. And 1/6. Another example is 2/7. You can see that in all cases we have the numerator smaller than the denominator. So this is a proper fraction. A second type of fraction is the improper. Improper fraction. And in improper fraction, we have the numerator bigger than the denominator, just an opposite of what the proper fraction is. An example is something like 5 over 3, or even the numerator and the denominator, if they are the same, it's also an improper fraction. We also have 8 over 2, and so on and so forth. Example 3 is mixed fraction. In mixed fraction, we have a whole number, mixed fraction, okay? We have a whole number combined with a fraction. An example is 2 whole number 1 over 2, okay? This is how you read it. 2 whole number 1 over 2. And we have 4 whole number 3 over 4. We also have 1 whole number 4 over 5. Okay, these are examples of mixed fractions. Now let's look at number 4 as type of fraction. 4. We have what we call like fractions. Fractions with the same denominators. Fractions with the same denominators are called like fractions. Something like 2 over 5, 3 over 5, 1 over 5, and so on and so forth. You can see that 5 is common denominator among them, and so we call them like fractions. We also have unlike fractions. Fractions whose denominators are different. Something like 1 over 2, okay, 1 over 2, 3 over 5, 6 over 8. You can see that the denominators are different. Fractions like these, we call them unlike fractions. We have also what we call equivalent fractions. Equivalent fractions. Fractions that are equal, we call them equivalent fractions. Fractions that are equal, we call them equivalent fractions. Look at this. The first fraction has been divided to the least fraction, but the second fraction here, 2 over 4, can be further divided, so that you say 2 here is 1, 2 here is 2. You can see now it's 1 over 2, 1 over 2. Likewise, 3 here is 1, 3 here is 2. And so you can see that what you have in the first fraction is the same as what you have in the one in the middle, is the same with the one you have at the extreme. And so we say that they are equivalent fraction. I saw somewhere also what you call unit fractions. So, but our focus most will be around these 6 types of fractions. Okay, and now have fractions. What we are going to be considering will be conversion of fractions. That is, we can convert fractions from one type to another type. We can also convert fraction from a fraction to percentage, or even fraction to decimals. So fractions can be converted, and we can have addition of fraction. We can have subtraction of fractions. We can have division of fractions. We can have multiplication of fractions. We can have simplification of fractions, and so on and so forth. In order for you, and so let's take a practical example on fraction. Let's say there are 12 cars in a parking lot. Please listen. There are 12 cars in a parking lot. 3 of these cars are blue in color. 3 of these cars are blue in color. Represent the number of blue cars and red cars using fraction. Represent the number of blue cars and red cars using fractions. And so, look at this. We're going to have solution. The total number of cars in the equation I've just read to you, number of cars equals 12. Blue cars equals 3. And since it was mentioned that there's a red car, we just need to use our sense. If we take out 3 from 12, we'll have 9. So it means that the red cars there are 9. Okay, so what is the fractions of blue cars? The blue cars fraction equals 3 because they say 3, and so that will be divided by 12. Okay, and the red cars will now equal 9 over 12. And so these are now represented in fractions. To understand this fraction in such a very good manner and follow it up in a step-by-step process, we are going to be taking each of these as a video, and so that we explain them broadly, not so broad, but in such a way and manner that you understand. And so this is going to be a first part series of this video on fraction. I want to thank you so much for following up to this point. Till I see you in the next video. Thank you. Bye.